Thought I'd make a quick video response to Oxentius as myself without the screen. So, well, I want to start vlogging a little bit, so we'll just off the cuff. I feel that with when it comes to role playing, when it comes to dungeon mastering and playing, there needs to be trust between the player and the dungeon master. Essentially, my kind of rule of thumb is very simply, when it comes to role playing, is role play with people you like. Don't role play with douchebags. And I've been role playing long ass time. I think since I was 16. Since I was 16, basically, since high school. And I've had some really shitty DMs before. I've played with some completely batshit crazy people, and I've got some good stories because of that. But just the rule of thumb I learned is basically you don't play just because you're a nerd who's addicted and you just need to play with somebody. Don't do that. Don't. It's just it's not worth it. And play with people you trust. And once there's like some kind of trust is established, everything's good to go. But in terms of like a lot of what he's talking about with like how if you're a player, don't be shitty to the DM. Well, that's true. You shouldn't be. And I was shitty to him in that second session of Asma. But at the same time, if you're also a DM, don't be shitty to your players. I think it kind of goes back and forth, and you have to work some things out sometimes. I mean, what I was objecting to in the ESMA game was that I really hate being captured. I really, and it's like, and I feel like when it comes to running a storyline, you shouldn't be so committed to your story that you're going to railroad people in a certain direction, especially if they don't want that, because then that's going to violate the number one rule of role playing, which is have fun. And if you're so dedicated to your plot that you're like, damn it, I'm gonna get you there no matter what happens, well, then your players are not gonna have fun. So I mean, it's kind of give and take. It's the type of thing where it can kind of go back and forth. I'm very all for. I mean, I feel like I set up your scenario in such a way that I try to give my players as much freedom as possible within reason, and. I mean, if I sense in the next session that Ox and I do, it's entirely possible he's going to completely bypass everything in the module I'm using, which, by the way, is the Apocalypse Stone. I have a feeling he's going to it's entirely possible, given like he's rocking a level 32 mage, he's got wish spells out his butt. It's entirely possible he's just going to bypass whatever I have planned and go straight up to the main boss, punch him in the dick, and that's it. Game's over, and we're done with that session. And then I'll have to find something else for him to play, or whatnot, or get a larger group going. That's cool. It's like I think like if in terms of being a dungeon master, just be prepared and let people react to you. If you're so dedicated to a certain plot that you're going to insist that your players absolutely have to follow this plot and have to do certain things, then go write a novel. Seriously, it's like go. If you're so dedicated that no, you're gonna do this. You're gonna freaking like follow this plot line and talk to this person because I say so. Okay, then you really just need to write your own book. You need to. There is no point in this being an interactive storytelling medium. Write your own novel where your character, your fantasy hero, will do whatever you want. The beauty of role playing is that it's a unique storytelling form, which is just entirely improvisational and just kind of an interactive, where the dungeon master creates the world, the player is the hero that adventures in that world, and the dungeon master's one idea what's supposed to happen, the players have another idea what's supposed to happen, and they come together and you get magic. You get crazy storylines that you couldn't possibly predict it. I can't possibly predict anything. I never. I think you should never think you know what a player's going to do or what they're going to decide on doing, because they will always surprise you. and you can prepare for certain things, but even then you'll be surprised. I thought he was just gonna fly overhead like last session. I thought like Ox was just gonna just like, I don't want to deal with your whoever that person, that X-Men character of yours is. I don't give a shit. I'm just gonna fly over and just go to the castle. I thought he was gonna do that. He didn't, and that was cool. And I got to kill my glorified NPC. Got to kill Cyclops for real, which was cool. But I mean, yeah, that's part of the fun to me is the unexpected. We haven't. I also do these blogs that recap everything. I haven't actually gotten to the stuff that is immediately preceding the Apocalypse Stone. I'm still working on getting it all caught up. But yeah, like there's essentially. We talked about it briefly with like our first video. That yeah, he kind of destroyed the whole world for a minute. Ox. He basically went back in time and screwed things up, and like it became like Days of Future Past with Cthulhu monsters. That was a really fun session, and I didn't expect it. I had no clue he was gonna do that, but he did it, and it was really cool. And like, you know, I poke fun at him as like, oh dude, you fucked up my game, whatever. Our buddy Porter, who has yet to play live with us, we need to get him to play live with us. That'd be really awesome. Our joke on Porter was our fuck up. I was the fuck up years ago for my buddy Josh's game. He has a blog much like me. I go by Dreadpirate. He goes by the Comic Guru. I don't know if he's updated it or not. Lazy fuck. But yeah, like he used to kill me all the time. He used to kill my characters all the time, and it was a running joke. It was like he was just like running a tally. Oh, it's 17 of your characters I killed. It was like, you know, it's part of the fun. And I think the other thing too is like, if you got a problem with someone, you got a problem with your DM, got a problem with another player, talk about it. Talk to them about it. Confront them about it. Don't be a dick. Try not to be a dick. And just work it out. I hope he's cool with it, but Ox kind of after that post, that video he did, I had the feeling it's like, all right, he's mad at me. Like, and he should be. I was like, I think he edited a lot of it out, and you know, and thankfully, but it was like, yeah, we talked about it online. Hopefully it's cool. I hate it when he captures me. He does this thing. He, like the very first game we did a Pathfinder game. It's actually the storyline I created the animal in. I was just a player for that one. And yeah, first thing he did is he had the fucking Imperials of Tamriel capture me so he could force me to go on this mission. I was like, what happened to a tavern? What happened to just like, we're in a tavern and a dude comes in with a problem and just like, hey, I'll pay you like 50 gold to go do this. No, he does this thing where he has to capture me every now and then. I don't like it. And again, especially if I'm a martial character, at one of these days I'm gonna play like a sniveling Woody Allen character. I'm gonna play like yes sir, yeah, go. Please don't arrest me. Not in the face, officer. Okay, if I play that character, yeah, that character's gonna pay his tab. He's gonna pay his tab. If I'm a martial fucking character, especially if I'm like a character that can shoot fire, no. And you know, in all honesty, he's lucky I'm playing chaotic good in this game. If I were playing chaotic evil, I would have lit that fucking like in on fire. But whatever. I think it's at the end of the day, it's like, again, you got a problem with someone in your game, talk to them about it, work it out, hash it out, and also arguments happen. They do happen. It's unfortunate. And they always happen. I think people get very. I don't know. It's like, especially with role playing, it's like people get very protective of it. You're playing a character, you invest a lot of time in it. It's like another guy on YouTube who stopped posting. He's Wow Wolfed his show, WOWWT. He does stuff about like based off of World of Warcraft things like that. He hasn't posted in a long time. I think he's maybe just quit YouTube. But I think he also goes by Tiger. He's a really cool guy, and I like him. He talked about this at one point, where you know, with like their tunes in World of Warcraft, people invest a lot of time in their characters. They get very protective of their characters, and I think also it's a role playing experience. You're in the shoes of that character, so you're very protective of it. And likewise, DMs are very protective of their games and their story. The story's my baby. I'm kind of been feeling the way with this long running the Metal Chronicles, you know, game as well. I honestly don't think Ox could ever fuck it up though. I don't think he's like. It's like whatever he do, like on honesty, is like whatever he does as Flutter budgets, it's gold. It's fucking gold. It was like, you know, whether he saves the day or fucks it up, it's all, I don't know. I enjoy it. To me, a role playing game is just you put a bunch of players in a jar, and like bugs, and you shake them up and see what happens. That's to me is the beauty of it. But I mean, if there is a problem, you talk it out with these people, and arguments happen. Arguments happen, and just work it out. Work it out. And if you can't work it out, okay, you need to step away from the table. You step away from the table. You need to find a new group. Yeah, and that's the way it is. Yeah, try to have fun. Try not to ruin it for everybody. I didn't, again, I'm sorry I was a dick. I didn't mean to do that, but at the same time, all in all, that was a great session. Yeah, it was like I got pissed, but at the end of the day, I thought it was really fun. I thought it was like I was really fun. I thought it was really fun fighting the people in the inn. I thought it was really fun. Once I was angry, but I used that anger because like Cloud is very confused as to what's happening to him right now, and I instantly thought Jacob, James, or John. It's one of the J's. I honestly thought the half orc was behind it, and I was like you've been lying to me. You've been lying to me this entire time, brother. I used that energy in terms of the role playing, and we killed an evil sorceress prostitute. It was a good time, and I'm looking forward to the next one. Whenever he wants to do it. But we were gonna do a discussion between me, Ox, and his buddy Zed, and we're gonna do that and have like a roundtable discussion of this whole etiquette thing. And we haven't done that, which was I was kind of surprised he did it by himself. But it was like, yeah, I was kind of looking forward to it because like Zed had some really cool points he wanted to bring up. I think he talked about, and I'll touch on it here too. He brought up that like, what do you prefer better in a DM? Do you prefer someone who has a story and wants to tell a good story, and you have a group that wants to tell a serious kind of fantasy story, or do you want to just kind of sit around and have fun? And I personally, I feel like it's kind of a little column A, a little column B. You're with your friends, you're laughing, you're having a good time. I think the dungeon master or the player who's all like, "Stop having fun, guys," who starts like yelling at people for joking around, that guy can fuck off. You don't need to play with that guy. It was like, and at the same time, yeah, when you start getting into, you start acting, you start telling this epic story, and it's happening live. It's happening just kind of unplanned and crazy. I've got this idea, you got this idea for a character, and just magic happens. I think that's really neat. My inspiration for doing this is like, okay, it's kind of big now. I just found out that Sargon of the Arcade has these D&D games he's doing. Team 4-Star has got their games, which they're playing live, which is cool. I've been a fan of Team 4-Star for like close to 10 years now, I'd say. So like Lanny and HB Etiquette, those guys are. I've been watching them since it was like before Team 4-Star, when it was just Yu Hakusho abridged, Berserk abridged, and they're doing a really good game. And for my money, the Ballad of Billy Punchy Face is the most metal thing ever. It's great, but it's like part of what's awesome about that is like you got really funny people together who are hilarious to watch, entertaining to watch, but also tell a good fantasy story. And truth be told, I kind of want to talk about this too, but one of my real inspirations in doing this actually is Channel Awesome, which is in the news a lot lately. Hashtag change the channel. Yeah. Yeah. I just shook my whole computer. Great. They're kind of in the hot spot now because of which is another topic altogether. I've been a fan of them for a long time, but at the same time, I noticed of all the fucked up shit they were doing years before, like right when Spoonie went fucking crazy. And so a lot of the stuff that they're in the hot zone. Well, I mean, the channel's dead at this point. Doug quit, as far as we know. But a lot of the stuff that they're in the hot zone for now, it's like, yeah, a lot of us who've been following them for a long time knew most about this before the Google Doc came out. Then the Google Doc came out, and all this other stuff came out, and all this revelations on like G-Wario and stuff came out. Okay, that was new. Didn't know about that. That was more fucked up. But it's like a lot of the heat they're in right now is kind of long in coming. But in terms of doing role-playing streams, my inspiration honestly was they did a role-playing game way back in the day. They did Death Clock, which Spoonie was running, and people like Lord Cat and Iron Liz and Linkara and Why Ruler Time, Skitch, and Chris Larios were playing. And what I liked about Deathclock was you had these really funny, awesome people telling a really cool fantasy story. And it was back and forth. It was partially, hey, we're just getting together with friends and joking around. Partially, hey, let's tell a story, an epic story where we're fantasy heroes and we're badass. And it's like, to me, that's beautiful. And then that game kind of collapsed because Channel Awesome and Spoonie and stuff. But then Lord Cat kept doing it. Lord Cat did his Wormwick game, and like for my money, his role playing games are some of the best ever that he does on his stream. He doesn't do enough of them anymore. Now he's cooking a lot. I don't know. Of course he's still doing Drop Dead Cynical, but it's like I really wish like either him or Adam should like do another friggin' role playing stream. But that's part of my inspiration for it. I think that to me is the beauty of it. Is just we're getting together, we're having fun, but we're also telling a kick-ass story. And so yeah, that's my take on it. So I don't know if that it's anything to the gaming etiquette discussion. We should still do like a big round table. I don't know. At this point, we might just be covering a lot of the same things. But yeah, so that's I'm the Dreadpirate, and that's my 2 cents on gaming etiquette and a response to Auxentius's video and an apology again because I could be abrasive too. I can be a dick. So yeah, DMs be nice to your players, but players be nice to your DMs. Don't be an asshole. So all right, I'll catch y'all later.